on. Yes. Okay. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Anybody else playing Pokemon in here while the show's going on tonight? Who do we have here? Do we have you have any Team Mystic?
Yeah.
None? No? Yeah, nobody cares. Instinct? Yeah, one. Hey! How about Team Valor? Yeah, oh, good. I don't want him here either. I feel like Team Valor is like the only one that actually cares about the teams. Like they're very like, I don't mean to like make assumptions based on color, you know, but these Valors here, they're kind of like the jocks in high school. They're like, woo! Valor! 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 And meanwhile, the Team Mystics over here are just kind of like, man, who cares, man? And the instincts are just, you know, when somebody tells you their team instinct, my reaction is it's kind of like when I find out somebody's gay. Like I don't care. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, right on, man. Like whatever you're into. I mean, I get that like other people might have a problem with your with what you're doing, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't care. I don't care what the team you're on. I'll play for my side. You play for yours. You know, those Valors might be a little bit mad about it, but. So, speaking of judging people based on color, that's a nice transition, isn't it? Hold on. Anybody else really sick of cops just shooting black people for no reason?
Woo!
I'm glad you feel that way, because I didn't have any backup material. I've been having conversations with people and just, like, biting my tongue on a lot of these things, so a little bit of it's gonna come out tonight, so hold on. Bear with me this one time. I'm really tired of people justifying some of these actions of people like, oh, I mean, you know, they did what he had to do. Did he? Is that what you had to do? It's like, well, I mean, this guy, I mean, he was no angel. He had, you know, he was a felon. I did a little more research. Do you know why he was a felon? Because he had a gun and a bag of weed. That's like par for the course in a lot of neighborhoods. Like, you could just start knocking on doors. It's like, excuse me, sir, we have reason to believe you have some marijuana and a firearm in your household. Oh, who told you that? Because 90% of the time, either one of those two things is true. Also, so anyway, despite all that, everything aside, you know, he could have done some terrible things. Did you really have to shoot him like 5 times in the chest at point blank range after 2 guys were already sitting on him and had him pinned down? Like, did you really have to shoot him? Or is it really more like, you know, your gun is kind of an extension of your non-functioning penis and you had to blow a different kind of load to feel like a man? You know, that's how they sound. Like, you know, if you watch the footage, that's how they sound. Don't make me do it, man. I don't want to do. Oh, fuck. He made me do it. I had to. You saw him. He was reaching. Or, you know, they say, oh, maybe it looked like he was reaching for a gun, potentially. Okay, but did you really have to fire a gun 5 times into a car with a child in the back seat? Really? And I mean, the one time you said he was getting tased, he was resisting. I mean, you know, maybe he was just not getting tased, he was just still getting electrocuted. His arms were flailing, and I mean, you know, they say it's a tense situation. You know, what would you do? I don't know, maybe put him in an armbar or something, you know. He didn't have to die. He just had to make sure that his hand didn't ever get to the gun. I mean, if either of those officers knew like just a little bit of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, this whole thing could have been avoided. Or even like Krav Maga. Do you know what Krav Maga is? That's what they teach the Israeli military, because that is a martial art where it comes from an old Hebrew word for viciously attack the groin. Krav Maga is get into a fight, get out with your life without, I mean, and even then, they could have just like sat on him and just beat him viciously in the balls with batons, and he would have lived. He still would have been alive. But he had to. I'll finish with this. I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook about the whole like Blue Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter, and they came at me with some statistic about how, more cops get killed per year. There are less cops than black people, and per capita, more policemen get killed than black men. Okay, and listen, I don't have anything bad to say about police officers as a whole. I think if you want to dedicate your life to serving and protecting other people, good for you. And I hope that's what you do, and I hope more people continue to do that. And I've had some great experiences with police officers, but different stories for different times. But I'll close with this. It's a job. And it's a job that you can quit. And if you can't handle it, I suggest you do. Also, unless you live in an episode of Sons of Anarchy, you don't get gunned down in front of your family on the way home from the grocery store for being a cop. And even then, they can't get away with doing it in broad daylight on camera. I'm Josh DeYoung, and I approve this message.